You guys have a connection because the results of the Floyd case directly created your job. If you could explain that process.
Essential, yeah. So there was Floyd. The Floyd case was the first lawsuit around and what that NYPD had that happened with NYPD, where it was Floyd and then Davis. I think Davis came after Floyd.
No, Davis was first. Davis was the housing, and then because I was a part of the Floyd case, and that was.
So Davis was first. Yeah. Davis was first, then Floyd, then Ligon. So it's three different cases essentially, right? So these three different cases covers three different areas. So the Floyd case, it covers your everyday what we're speaking about, street encounters, right? So street encounters when it comes to stop, question, and frisk are your level 1, 2, and 3 encounters. Davis comes with stop, question, and frisk on NYCHA property, and it includes
Clean Halls Act.
No, that's not Clean Halls. That's Ligon.
Okay.
So Davis is stop, question, and frisk, and it adds the extra layer trespass enforcement.
Okay.
Right. So that's on NYCHA property.
Yes.
And then Ligon is what a program that NYPD had called Operation Clean Halls, which allowed landlords of private buildings to sign an affidavit saying that officers can come and do vertical patrols in privatized buildings. That ended in October of 2020. So NYPD is not supposed to be conducting those vertical patrols no more. But the case is still open because there's reason to believe that it's still happening.
And this is because like just growing up in the city, right? And every time I'd be at like a friend's house in the projects or whatever, you know, how many times I'm gonna take the stairs because the elevator is the elevator, right? And you walk downstairs and police are walking up, right? Like the police patrol. I don't know this, and I don't know if you or anybody does, but like, is the private building like does housing count as like a private landlord given the authority because it's city property? Yeah, can police just still walk up and down the building?
Yeah, so NYCHA actually has a contract with NYPD, and that's why they're able to do that, right? So that's why they're able to do vertical patrols. That's why you see the towers. That's why you see the lights. That's why you see them.
They are custodians of the property.
Yeah, that's why they're essentially.
But they're just members of our community, not like the prison guards that are keeping people into communities that are, underserved.
We're talking the way we wanted to be, and then we did.
Right.
But then you have this stuff that's happening now with NYCHA that they're becoming privatized. They're getting these privatized managers. Yeah. Now the question is like, how does that change that dynamic? Now that they're being privatized, but they're still considered NYCHA, right? But what happens when now it's a private company comes in to manage these buildings, and let's say in another 5 years, they done got rid of everybody because of gentrification, and now it's no longer NYCHA buildings no more. Now it's privatized buildings. How those vertical patrols are going to work then? That's just like a future conversation. I like throwing stuff out there to make people think. But yeah, essentially that's what happened, right? These three cases happened.
We know police don't police the majority neighborhoods as they do minority neighborhoods, right? So if what you said happens, police are never going to do those type of vertical checks anymore because preying on the low-hanging fruit is police's, that's their bread and butter.
So let me take it a step deeper then. What I'm saying is that it's happening now, the privatized buildings. It's happening now.
And East Village was one of the first ones to do it.
Yeah, and then a lot is happening in Far Rockaway as well. So so what I'm saying is that why are they able to still do vertical patrols now that they have privatized management? That's what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's still black and brown community. But now when it gentrifies, is it still going to be happening? So let me just add that layer of what I was trying to say with it. So all of those cases happened. August 12, 2013, Judge Sarah Schindlin ruled that stop, question, and frisk was unconstitutional and that a federal monitor would be put in place. Federal monitor was put in place. His name was Peter Zimroff. Peter Zimroff died a couple of years ago, a few years ago. And at that point, Mylan Dinnerstein took over the monitorship in November of 22, I believe. She took over. So she's been in place for a couple of months. And she was the one that was like, okay, this has been going on too long. We need community input. Let's get a community liaison. But I do want to mention that they did do something called the JRP, the Joint Remedial Process, where they had Judge Ariel Berlin come in and Janine Barrett. Janine Barrett is now the Inspector General of NYPD. They went out and did focus groups and stuff like that to get feedback from community. And correct me if I'm wrong, David, out of this JLP is how body-worn cameras came about.
Yeah.
That's been a godsend.
It has. It really has. And